Hi, welcome back. Every time I open my camera, I'm like, oh, I swear I'll look better than the last time. But no, still the same. But maybe like fluffing my ponytail will fix it.
Yeah, I was currently in bed all day with my pajamas on because I've had such bad headaches lately.
Oh
and
no.
I should just get dressed and actually put my hair up this time.
No, you look fine. So I will share my screen.
So I've got fractionated coconut oil in my hair and I look like I've got I don't know, something wrong with me.
Like you've been living under a bridge and had no shampoo.
Exactly. Oh my god, I ran out of the doTERRA shampoo and my hair is just disgusting.
Oh, it's the worst, right? I ran out like last week and I thought like my new stuff would get like to me in time to go to Auckland, but it didn't. And the whole time I just had like this terrible dreadlock hair. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
It was
crazy
disaster.
how it reacts when you don't have a day.
I know. Like I think that's a sign of a true product if it runs out and you're missing it. Which I very much was missing it. So, how to teach a class. So I'm just going to do this like super basic, I guess, because like I want to send this video out to like new people when they get started as well. So I'm trying to like create some systems and stuff so my new builders know what to do and I can like send them all the stuff to help them get going. So the basics of how to teach a class. So this is based off what Jessie Reimers does, and she's really successful. She's saying that her conversion rate, so like the amount of people that buy from her classes is like 80 to 90%. So if she has 10 people at a class, like 8 or 9 people are buying kits, which is crazy.
We're buying big kits too.
Yeah. She said, who talks about the Every Oil kit, which is a kit that's $1,500, and everyone's like, nope. And she's like, why not? She's like, I've sold like 40.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, oh, imagine. And she, in her words, she said, you're cog blocking yourself if you're not talking about that kit. So there's your challenge, talk about that kit.
Well, I guess it's to you if you make it out like it's not a big deal, then they'll be like, oh.
Yeah. Because it is a good saving. And I remember Beth saying to me, she's like, if you had told me that I needed to buy that kit, like, I would have bought it. She's like, no problem.
I remember going to Tom and be like, oh my god, I want this Every Oil kit. It would just be so much easier. And he was just like, no, Josie.
No. Yeah, like I had somebody and like I was talking to her like with my budget in mind, and I was like, yeah, like a home essentials kit, that's a great one, you should start with that one. And she's like, okay, like I'll get that one. And then like the next week she went into her doTERRA back office and bought every single oil that there was.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh, maybe I should have just told her to get like an Every Oil kit. But of course, like I was thinking, with my own like budget in mind. And so I was like, oh, no way. Like I wouldn't buy that. So she wouldn't buy it, but she bought everyone anyway. So
does she still order now, like oils?
She doesn't, which is weird.
I guess she's got so many of them.
But then, like, surely you'd run out of something.
Yeah, like one of them.
But maybe she just uses the other ones. I'm still waiting.
Until they all run out, and then she just orders it Every Oil kit again.
Yeah, so weird, but yeah. So, what do you need? So this is the basics. So you need an Empower kit, which you can order from your back office. So it is, you get 30 of these, and then you get a box of wild orange. So you get 10 little bottles of 5 ml wild orange, and I like to use these as like giveaways in the class, or like give them to people as like a welcome gift as well, because wild orange, like, you don't get in the home essentials or the family essentials kit, but I find it's like an essential oil to have. Get it? Essential oil. So yeah, wild orange is a goodie. You will need, I missed off the bracket, the top 10 oils. That's, standard, a diffuser and fractionated coconut oil. If you want to take other oils to your class, that is fine, but like minimum, I'd recommend taking the top 10. Some prizes, so nothing like super fancy, because I now have like a good stash of oils. Oh god, a whole shelf of spare ones behind me. I take stuff like that, but at the start I just took really basic things like a roller of digestin that I made myself, like 5 drops of digestin and fractionated coconut oil, which is really easy. Or what else is in my prize box, like a few roller bottles, just like super cheap things that can only cost you like a few dollars to make. But why you want these is because you want to collect people's information and you want to make it fun for them and not just be like, hey, can you sign my clipboard? So I have a little form. I think I had it floating around here before. But it doesn't need to be anything fancy, and it has a space for them to put down their details, so like their name, email address, phone number, whatever. It has a spot where they tick their preferred contact, like form of contact. So some people like phone calls, other people prefer emails, so it has a spot for them to write which they prefer, what time they prefer to be contacted, and then there's a whole list of things that they might be interested in that they can tick. For example, like cleaning with oils, women's health, oils in children, stuff like that. So they can just tick, tick, tick. And then after the class, you can send them information on that particular stuff. And I actually have like a Google, what's it called? Like a Google sheet a document, a Google Doc, where I have those little paragraphs copied out. So like oils in children, oils and hormones, blah, blah, blah. And I can just copy and paste those little segments and send them through. I like to have a book, at least a book, if not multiple, but one book's fine. I like the Essential Life because I find it's really like pretty and easy for people to flick through, because like you want to teach people to look for information themselves and show them how easy it is to find information, because you don't want to be like getting messages at 3 a.m. someone being like, what do I use for a cold? You're like, guys, remember, like, you have things to look this up. So you want to like show them that they can do it themselves. And then I also like to have some welcome packs for people as well. And again, like, these aren't anything complicated. The bare minimum I give is like a wee booklet, which you can get like on all the oil sites. This is one that just goes over the top 10 and how to use them with some safety. Safety is important. I always include safety information. And a roller bottle. Like, that's all you need to give to someone when they want to get a kit. And then like, you could do like a little chocolate bar or something cute as well if you wanted to jazz it up. And I find like those cute little paper bags that you get from like the $2 shop or whatever, they fit the wee booklets in them perfectly, and they look like nice and presentable as well. Yeah, that's what you need for your class. So preparing, you want to like provide multiple touch points. So you don't want to like make a Facebook invite and just randomly add people to it, because like you've probably received invites like that and you're like, whatever, I'm not going to that. You want to make it personal. So if you're sending like a Facebook invite, I would talk to those people beforehand as well. So like send them a text or send them a message and make it personal to them. And then you're going to want to send out reminders prior to the class as well. So like a week out, a few days out, maybe a few hours out, like posting a picture if it's like in a group, or, however you're inviting people, posting a picture and being like, hey, look at our setup. Isn't it cute? Can't wait to see you. I've seen another person, they send out like a quiz question to these people, and they're like, hey, like comment below and tell me 3 citrus oils that doTERRA sell, or watch this video. They might send them a text, watch this video on Copaiba and I'll have a sample of it ready for you at the class. And so that engages with that person, and then they know that when they get to the class they already have like something to look forward to as well. I thought that was a really good idea. I have done it with a citrus oil before. So I said, tell me a few oils that the citrus oils that doTERRA sell, and I will have a sample of Citrus Bliss for you when you get to the class. And people love that. They're like, oh, I get something and I haven't even, done anything. And yeah, like that idea. Oh, sorry.
Question, do you message people that have shown interest, or do you just, like someone that's asked a question but not asked to come to a class, just asked a simple question about oils, would you message them and be like, hey, I've got a class? Or
yeah, I'll do that.
Because I'm always too scared to do that, but I think I just don't need to do that, because I think sometimes too people don't actually see stuff.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Yeah,
I was talking to Jenna the other day, and she was saying something about, something that she'd been posting on Instagram, and she's like, what? And I said, what are you talking about? And she's like, have you not seen it? I posted it like 20 times. I'm like, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah.
She was like, and you follow my stories quite religiously. I'm like, I know, and I have no idea what you're talking about. And
Crazy.
so like people that are following you closely don't even pay attention half the time. So yeah, like reaching out to someone personally and inviting them to a class is really helpful as well. And I find like classes are always so good because people get a really like whole picture of oils, whereas like messaging somebody back and forth and answering their questions, they might find out about 2 oils and not even experience the actual oil. So I love,
so time consuming too,
yeah, oh yeah.
Because I have like a friend that always asks stuff and it's fine, but then doesn't want to come to a class, it's fine, but it does take a lot of time to actually message contact back.
Yeah,
detailed information,
yeah, for sure. Like a class really is the most ideal place to educate someone. And like same kind of thing for if you're doing an online class as well. I mean, obviously you're not going to have snacks for that for the people, but yeah, same kind of thing. So you want to prepare your host if your host is obviously not you. So if you have a customer and you're teaching a class for like them and their friends, what you want to do is tell them like what you expect. Be like, hey, it'd be great if you could provide a few snacks, blah, blah, blah. Tell them your ideal number, because some people get overwhelmed because they're like, I need to, come up with 15 people for you. But like 5 people is amazing. Or even like 2 people can be really good, right? So I like to tell them that like any number is a good number. And even if like just one person turns up, which I mean wouldn't be ideal, but I like to spin that around and make it a positive and say like, oh my gosh, I'm secretly so happy that this happened, because then we can get really like individualistic care and talk about exactly, you know, what you want to know about, and, you know, customize this to your specific needs. So like, yay, fun, instead of being like, oh, like, is there any more people? Is there any more people? Like, what's going on here? Like, it's fine. Imagine if there was like Jesse Reimers, the one person coming to your class. Like, you want to give it your all, you know?
And you never know, that person could order every month for a whole year, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. And they might if they have been, you know, one-on-one.
Yeah. So I heard this quote in, I think it was a Rachel Hollis podcast the other day. People don't remember what you said, but how you made them feel. So often when like I teach a class, I can worry about like the specific things that I'm saying, but it's more about like how you're saying them and how you're connecting with those people. So I always try to like amp myself up before the class and just be ready to be on, like in terms of my personality, because I'm naturally kind of shy and more of an introvert, but I know that kind of slipping into the corner of the room and just being quiet is not going to be, you know, it's not going to help the people in the class feel that they're valued and like have a connection with me. So I want to kind of be really bubbly and ask about them and what they do and all of that. I heard someone at boot camp, they said that they never talk about themselves unless another person asks first. And I thought that was like a good point. So presenting. So this is doing the actual class. So Nature Solution handout, which is in your Empower Kit. You can also get like the online version under Empowered Success on the doTERRA NZ website. So what you're going to do is basically follow along exactly. Would you like me to like go through what I would say? Yeah? Okay.
Yes, totally.
Okay, I'll just pretend that I'm like teaching a class. So, hi, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Blah, blah, blah. Talk about me, why I got started with oils, etc., etc. So we're going to be going through this Nature Solution handout today. This tells you about oils, the basics of them, and how to get started with oils. At the end, I will show you how to get oils at the same price as what I buy them for. And I'll tell you like the best ways to get started. So traditionally, for like when we get sick or have a problem, you know, in our traditional world, we would be going to doctors, we would be getting medicine from them and kind of treating the symptom rather than the cause. And by the way, doctors are fine, like we love doctors, but I find that looking at the issue as a whole is really helpful. So over on the right here, we have this kind of different triangle. So instead of just treating the symptoms, we want to be looking at the root cause. And the root cause a lot of the time comes down to overall health. So we've got things like a diet, like exercise, a toxic load. So that's anything that we are putting on our bodies, that we're cleaning our house with, all of that. And that is where essential oils come in. So they can help to reduce your toxic load and also improve your health and, you know, manage some of those symptoms of particular things as well. So essential oils are safe and effective. They are naturally derived from nature. So if you look at this part here, you can see that essential oils are really powerful. So 1 drop of peppermint oil is equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea. So these are really strong. You only need a drop or two because that's going to go a really long way. So doTERRA oils are pure and they are tested grade. So every batch of doTERRA oils is tested by independent labs, and those results are actually posted online for you to go look at. And they're going to tell you that there's nothing extra in these oils. So if you look at this little pie chart here, it has it shows that a lot of the essential oils on the market are actually synthetic. If you go to Kmart and buy a $3 bottle of oil, you are going to get a whole lot of rubbish within that bottle. And you want to be looking for pure essential oils as opposed to synthetic ones. So down the bottom, we've got 3 ways to use essential oils: aromatically, topically, and as a food additive. So aromatically is basically breathing them in. We can do that by self-diffusing or with a diffuser, which you will see point towards your diffuser. So diffusing is a really great way to cleanse and purify the air, and it can help with like a whole range of things as well, from lifting your mood and emotions to helping with like respiratory support when you're sick. So peppermint is a great one to diffuse because it has a fresh, invigorating aroma. It's a really energizing oil and great for putting in your diffuser in the morning. So the second way to use oils is topically. So typically we are going to be diluting our oils with fractionated coconut oil. This, like show it, this is a coconut oil with the fats removed, so it's always a liquid. So what you're going to be doing is putting about a teaspoon of fractionated coconut oil into your hand, and then adding a drop of your essential oil, and then applying that to where the hurt is. So if you've got a sore tummy, you'll be putting oils on your tummy. If you have a headache, you'll be putting oils like on your forehead, the back of your neck, etc. For like emotional support, I like to put oils on like my neck, on my chest, and my wrists. For immunity, your spine is a really great place, and also the bottoms of your feet. So the bottoms of your feet have big pores, which help to kind of suck up the oils and distribute them around your body. So at the bottom there, it has a picture of ice blue. This is our kind of natural version of deep heat. So this is really a really great one for applying topically. I love to use it after a workout or after doing strenuous activity and applying it to the sore muscles. So finally, we have using oils as a food additive. So our essential oils, because they're pure and have nothing else in them, they are safe to use in your food. So I like to add lemon to my water, peppermint to my brownies, wild orange to my bliss balls. Really great. So that's the front page. So then we have this page here of kind of like a made-over medicine cabinet. So we have our oils for managing common problems at the top. We have some like alternative natural products there in the middle, like our On Guard toothpaste, Ice Blue rub, and then down at the bottom, we've got one of my favorite things, which is Lifelong Vitality, but I'll touch on that later. So now I want you to fill in your goals here. So I want to feel less and I want to feel more. So some ideas: you might want to feel less stressed, less tired, less sore if you commonly experience muscle pain. And then on the right here, I want to feel more. So you want to feel more energized, more happy, more rested. So if you want better sleep, so just write them in there. And just taking my class hat off for a minute. So then like I will go around the room, and if people want to share, like they might be personal things that they don't want to share, but if they have ones that they would like to share, I would encourage them to share them. because then you can keep those things in your mind if you can. And when you're talking about the other oils, you can be like, hey, Debbie, you said you wanted to get better sleep. Lavender's great for sleep. This is one that I would recommend for you. And I would say at the back here, we have a list of all the products. Put a wee scribble beside lavender because you're going to want that. So back to that. So cool, we've talked about what we want to feel. Now I'm going to help you find some oils that could be really helpful for you. So this is like the oils that it has here are kind of like a random selection. Like I wouldn't talk about Smart and Sassy. I probably wouldn't talk about past tense, but like I would talk about those other oils. So like your basic oils, Easy Air, like Easy Air is great for respiratory support. When I have a cold, I put Easy Air in the diffuser, and you're only going to be talking about like 2 to 3 things, like 2 to 3 ways to use each oil for each of the oils. Like you're not going to be going into 18 different ways to use lavender because people are going to tap out. Jessie Reimer said that she makes her presentation part 45 minutes. Like she tells people that the class will be an hour and a half, but she makes the presentation 45 minutes. And she doesn't actually take questions during that. She just gets it done and then talks to people individually afterwards. So you've gone through your oils, and then at the bottom there, you can talk about lifelong vitality. So I actually haven't talked about lifelong vitality in a class before, and I'm like, well, why the frig not? Because it's like my lifeline. So it's got some really basic information here. So I would say now doTERRA's number 1 selling product is not actually oils, it is lifelong vitality. So this is a supplement pack. It's got 3 different vitamins in it that you take daily. So we've got Microplex VMZ, Alpha CRS, and Zeo Omega. So we have all the basic things that are really helpful for maintaining vitality within our life. So great sleep, hair, hormones, emotions, digestive health, all of that comes down to what we're putting in our body. So I love lifelong vitality. I find that when I come off it, I notice a real difference in my energy and emotions, and I will be taking lifelong vitality every day for the rest of my life because I love it so much. So then you could like pull out a few points from here. So like Alpha CRS says here, it helps to support liver function, also provides antioxidants and helps to protect cells against oxidative damage. Like you can literally read straight off here because it's got all the information for you. So we've covered the products, covered the oils. Now we will be moving on to the kits. And what will we start with? The big one. So like again, you can just read off here. So I always start with the biggest one, working down to the smallest. So here we have the oil sharing kit. This is the one that you're going to be looking towards if you want to start a business yourself, or if you think that you're going to be a really avid oil user. This is a great kit because you get multiple bottles of the oils that you're going to be using often. You get your diffuser and you get fractionated coconut oil. So this is a really great one for a lot of savings as well. As you can see here, you save $180 and you also get 200 free product points. So that's the equivalent to like $200 in doTERRA cash to spend on other things that you like. So this is a really great one for saving a lot of money. Then moving on to the nature solution. So I always say like this is a fab one for people wanting to do a real lifestyle overhaul. You have all the top oils that you need, as well as a cool storage box to put them in. You get some products to help decrease your toxic load as well, like the toothpaste, hand wash, what else is in there? Ice Blue Rub, all of those things. So you get a really good range of the doTERRA products there. And again, you're going to be saving a lot of money. You're saving $239 and you're getting 100 free product points to spend on what you like. Then moving on to the home essentials, I always say, like, this is a really great kit for getting started with. This is what most people tend to go towards. It's a great price point and includes something for everything. So you get your top 10 oils plus a diffuser. Now you're getting 15 ml bottles. Typically you're only using 1 to 2 drops, and those bottles have 250 drops. So they're going to last you a long time. Like, I still have my original oregano. So that's like 18 months old. So you're like, some of the oils that you will be using more often, you might run out of sooner, but this kit's going to last you quite some time. And then if you're looking for like your entry-level kit, we've got the family essentials. So this is smaller bottles, the 5 ml bottles. Really great kit, but if you're kind of looking between this one and the home essentials, I'm going to say get the home essentials. Maybe save up a little longer to get that one, because you're getting 3 times the oil plus a diffuser. So no brainer for less than double the price. And then you can talk about loyalty rewards as well, because like sometimes I forget to talk about that, and then it can be really hard to explain it to someone over like an email. But you know, once people are on it, they love it. So LRP is our loyalty rewards program. It's great for building up your kit and getting other products, and also replacing the products that you commonly use in your household. I love it because you get a percentage of your order back in points. So when you start on the program, you start on 10% and you move up to 30%. I place 125 PV orders, which means I also get a free product each month as well. It is a monthly order program, but you can cancel anytime, and you don't have to order the same things every month. You can order one thing, you can order 10 things. It's up to you. So then we have the Live, Share, Build page on here, which I've always skipped over because I'm like, what do I say there? But the way Jessie talked about it was really good. And so she says, right, now on this page, you'll see that there are 3 pathways you can take in doTERRA. You can live, you can share, and you can build. So living is just living a healthy lifestyle, incorporating doTERRA products into your everyday life. This is you if you are wanting to just be a customer. Then we have share. So this is for somebody who's wanting to share oils with their friends. So you might want to earn some free oils. You might want to earn a little bit of commission by recommending doTERRA to your friends. So this is the pathway to you. You might want to host a class for me, and we can talk about that afterwards. So I can come to your house, I can teach a class for free. If your friends and family are interested in oils, we can arrange that. And then at the bottom we have build. So if you want to do what I do, earn income and do this as a job, you can build doTERRA as well. So have a think about which one of these options appeals to you and place a tick beside the pathway that you want. And then I would like wrap it up in terms of my presentation, and I would have people ask questions then. Be like, is there any questions that I can help you with? And answer the questions. And then once I've done that, so, by the way, when you are talking about the oils, you're going to be passing around the bottles as well for people to like smell. So then at the end, you've wrapped up the presentation part, you've answered everybody's questions, you're going to be going around people individually. And this just helps to like answer their questions. Some people don't want to ask their questions in front of the group. And yeah, while you're doing that, this is where like the book comes into play. You can have books, you can have other oils if you have them out, and have them sitting there for like people to look through as well. So I said that. Yeah, so when you're talking to your individual people, you'll be like, hey, you know, what did you think? Or is there anything that speaks to you? Anything that I can help you further with? And then when, you know, help them with your questions, blah, blah, blah. And if they're interested, be like, is there a kit that speaks to you? Jesse said, like, never ask people what their budget is because that can feel rude. She's like, did you see the kits? Like, is there one that you're looking at that you're really interested to know more about? And they could be like, yeah, like I'm thinking about the family essentials. And you'll be like, oh, well, you know, home essentials is better. Or, you know, if they're like, yeah, the home essentials, you'll be like, great, like this is fab. And yeah, talk to them about that, make sure that they know like what they're getting and like how they're going to use it. And then so once you've got that sorted, then you're going to be saying like, oh, and did you have a think about live, share, build? Like what option would be best for you? And you know, most people are going to say live, which is great, but some people go, oh, actually I like sharing, so maybe we could do that. Would you like to come teach a class at my house? And you'll be like, yeah, great. So that's where that comes in. And yeah, so I always, like, obviously you can enroll people in your back office, but I always get them to fill in the forms. And I find that's like way easier for one, and like it gets people buying on the night, because often people can say like, oh, I'll go away and think about it, which is fine. Like you're allowed to think about it, but you can sometimes lose people at that stage, especially if they're like waiting for a computer. They're like, oh no, like I'll come back to it, and they don't. So yeah, I always get them to fill in this, and then I just go into my back office afterwards and do it as well. And sometimes like this form can be confusing for people, so I sometimes will like highlight the things that they need to fill in, which is basically like just their name, address, and what they want, and of course their payment details at the bottom. That's important. And I also usually staple a business card to the top of this as well, because if they take this home, like they don't know how to contact you. So make sure that you have your contact details somewhere on there as well. I only just got business cards, so I used to just put a sticker that I like hand wrote myself with my name across there. That's all. Easy, right? Any questions? Comments or thoughts?
I think that was really good, because I never thought about the bit at the end about the living, the sharing, and the building section in there.
Yeah, I never did either. But like, yeah, I guess when this come out, because I used to have a different one that was kind of more basic. When this come out, I'm like, oh, I don't like that. That looks confusing. I'm not going to use that. But like, really, they created it so that we can use it, and we don't have to kind of reinvent the wheel and think up, you know, different ways on how to do things ourselves. Like, it's all laid out in perfect order right there.
Yeah, no, that was good. That was awesome.
Yeah, I will stop that. Right, I've taken up.
How long would you have a class go for? Like, how long do you usually?
So, like for me personally, like the class part can take like 1 to 2 hours depending on how chatty people are.
Yeah.
Jessie was saying that she tells people the class is an hour and a half, and she makes her presentation go for 45 minutes, and then like the wrap up go for 45 minutes. So like going around people individually and that kind of stuff. Because like somebody asked, they were like, but what about, you know, when people are like, oh, I've got to go now, you know, bye, and you miss that chance to talk to them. She's like, well, make sure that you tell them, you know, it's an hour and a half, so they're expecting it. And yeah, not go into like 1,000 things, just follow that structure. Then you get that out of the way really fast. Well, really fast, 45 minutes.
Because I remember when I taught one class, it was a make and take one. I found it really hard to get people to stop talking to each other. I know it sounds rude, but it was really hard to get to the point, and that's why I missed them, was because they had no idea what the top 10 oils were, because we just started making roller bottles, even though I guess they probably did, but it was just hard to come back to the actual class.
Yeah, it is tricky, because I've found that before with a make and take as well. So I try to, like with a make and take class, I will do all the talking first. Be like, right, I'm going to, you know, talk about the oils so you know what they are. Blah, blah, blah. I'll show you how, you know, the best way to buy your oils. All of that. And then we'll get into the making stuff and we can talk more then.
Because I think I'm not going to do make and takes again. I think I'll just do like we've just done now.
Yeah.
Like that. And make and takes can be for like people that are customers.
Yeah.
They want to come and make stuff with, you know, and they can bring a friend if they want that's maybe not got oils or something like that. Because I just find it was just too hard to get people. Even if I did it first, like people would just keep talking, and I was just like, oh my god.
I know.
I feel like if I make and take, sometimes they take it home and they're like, okay, yeah, I'll try it first.
Yeah.
And when they try it first, then sometimes you miss them. But as if they haven't tried it and they're not taking something home to try, they might try it on the spot.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I don't know.
And one time I've done like a basics class like this, and then had them make one roller at the end too, which was quite good. And I'll be like, you know, pay $5 for your roller, or if you get a kit, like you can just have it. And they're like, oh, I can have it? Great. Oh, Gracie, you're frozen on me. Right. I've taken up plenty of
oils
time.
So long now, and she's still using them, which is fine. But you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like, oh, I cut them.
Yeah. If I do a make and take, I only ever do 5 ml bottles.
Yeah, that's what I did. I did 2 ml and I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Because I've got 10 ml like roller bottles and they'll last me a year.
They do last a long time, like oils do. And I think that's a good thing about the make and takes, people realize how long they do last.
Yeah.
And it makes them realize, oh, okay, you don't need as much as I thought you did. Like, you know, there's only a few drops and then you top it up with a fractionated coconut oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Nice chatting to you all tonight. If you have any questions and things, you can pop them in the Voxer group. Always love to chat there. And I will also post these recordings in the Voxer group as well. And I'm trying to get like a better like system for you guys as well. Like I've got the Google folder, but yeah, I need to make it better so you can refer back to things easier rather than just, having this long thread in the Boxer group, but I'm working on it. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm probably just going to go to bed, but yeah, thanks for chatting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.